Right, so this box might, or at least the style of box, might look familiar if you saw my Super Famicom project video. Probably already know ahead of time what's going to be in here. So I debated for a while about getting, it's the sort of thing where if you don't actually need something, then it ends up being sort of a vanity purchase. And in this case, I'm sort of correcting an earlier mistake. I got a Famicom, like a month or so ago, untested, so I knew it wasn't going to work. But I didn't anticipate the extent of the problem I would have with it, or my lack of skill in being able to fix it. So I decided I'll give it a second try. And this time we'll get one that I know works, but maybe has some things that I can use from the other Famicom to sort of make it more complete. So in total, the prices weren't too bad. I won't say out loud what they are, but yeah, in the end, I was okay with spending what I spent, because it wasn't outrageous. Like, like it's, like the cost of a new game, whatever, it's fine. And that's if I put two of them together. Like this on its own was not that super expensive either. In fact, I think it was a really good price when you actually see this machine and see the state of it. I mean, that is still white plastic on there. That's what really caught my eye. I'm amazed that no one picked this up. I mean, there were people watching it, so I knew that they could have gotten it, and it's complete. It's intact. The slide on there, you probably can't see too well, but you can see there's starting to be a little bit of damage to it. The bottom part is damaged. The faceplates on the controllers are really worn. So my intent is to, basically switch that stuff out. See, I got the faceplates on the old Famicom, look really, really nice. The slide is in great shape. The bottom part is intact. So I'm going to be swapping the parts from this Famicom that are complete onto the new Famicom that works to make a really nice looking machine that is definitely worth the money. So I think I'll be happy with the end result when you see it. And obviously I'm also going to mod it, but yeah, you can see there's damage there. And there's a cigarette burn on the side. So I'm smoking a butt while they're playing something. Yeah, so having gotten this, obviously the next step is to actually hook it up and make sure it actually does work. You want to use, I used an RF cable that I got with my main television, and the power connector, the power brick is from a Sega Genesis Model 1. That's what you want to use if you don't have a Famicom power supply. You set it to channel 95, and there we go, we got a picture. Which is great, because I certainly didn't get this with my other Famicom. It was a gray screen of death. So sort of hooking up, playing it. I just want to test the audio on this, and also wanted to see the quality of the RF video. And you can see even on this video that it's pretty smeary. You can see some jail bars. So I definitely intended to follow through with my plan to mod this for composite video. And I got started on that, and you can see this is when I've got everything hooked up. Obviously I don't have the jacks installed yet. I haven't put anything together. This is just after I finished soldering all the wires together and giving it the first test. And there we go. AV. And it looks good. That's what you want to see. It's as good as composite video is going to look. In a second, I'm going to skip a little bit ahead just so we can test the sound as well. Yeah, there we go. So the sound works, audio works. Now it's just a matter of putting it all together and seeing the end result. So let's do that now, pretty much, right? Right, and here it is all put together. In the end, I ended up using the plastic cap for the slide from the other Famicom that didn't work. And I switched the face plates from the other Famicom onto this one. I was going to just switch the whole controllers, but it turns out that the controllers on that other Famicom didn't work either. That's a lesson. When you buy something on eBay that's either listed not working or untested, it could be a simple thing that's wrong, or it could be a whole bunch of things that's wrong, because sometimes they'll slap together a system with a bunch of broken parts together and sell it like that. So just be careful. You never know what you're going to get. That was the lesson I learned on this project. Although also having said that, the price of the original Famicom and what I paid for this is about what you would expect to pay for something like this anyway. Like complete like this in really good shape. It's a little bit more than maybe I originally wanted to pay, but at the same time, it's a really cool thing to have, even if I don't need it. And I did the composite mod from Console 5 is where I got the kit from. I got it from them because they had the little board that was pre-assembled. So I just had to solder wires onto the board and onto the points on the motherboard. So it was a really simple thing to do pretty much, although I did not like the wires that came with it. Yes, but it's fine, it works. I put the ports on the side here, which may be a little unusual, but if I wanted to put them on the back, I would have had to take the shielding apart and disassemble some parts from the back. That's a little bit, I didn't want to take too many chances. This was a little easier, and I think is neat. I mean, I guess I've never really seen this anywhere else on a Famicom, but it's the best, easiest place to put it because there's nothing there. It's like empty space where some of the cord from the controllers would be, because it all hooks in internally through the sides here. So I sort of just unspooled the wire a little bit to give it some extra length and bought me some space to put the little board for the composite mod and to put my jacks. And so that's basically it. I think this ended up coming out really well. I don't expect to invest anything too much more into hardware because I feel like, I got my Famicom now. There was Super Famicom that I bought. I even got an original Game Boy kicking around. I'll show off at some point. So I think the best thing to do now is maybe let's just hook this up and actually play it and show it off and see how it looks, how it sounds. And we'll talk about, why it took so long for me to even get to this point when I've been using clones for up to this point. So let's do that now. All right, Xevious I put in because it's sort of the cart that I think originally set off this slight little small discussion about real hardware and emulation and clones and so forth. So I got the real controller here. There we go, see? And let's give it a go here. So this mod, the composite mod, does a sort of a fake stereo thing. Because it's connecting each speaker to a different pin of the CPU that handles the sound channels. So for Xevious, for example, most of the audio is going to be on the right-hand side, and you'll get like the bomb sounds and the bass sounds of the music on the left-hand side. In fact, let's actually turn up the sound just a little bit more here. There we go. Oh, it took a while to kill me. I wasn't even touching the controller there for a bit. All right. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. Probably not well at all, but there are some very slight jail bars. For me, it's 100% livable because, I mean, I accidentally killed my original NES trying to fix a jail bar problem. But that jail bar problem is definitely worse than this one. So this is fine. Like I said, I doubt you'll probably even be able to see it through the camera. And most of the time it's barely noticeable anyway, so I think it's perfectly fine. There are one or two things you can try to do to get rid of the jail bars, but in this case it's so slight. I'll be happy if I never have to open this Famicom again. Although I might have to anyway at some point, because that's usually how these things go. Yeah, so this is just a cool, neat thing to have. Now, like the trade-off, it's nice having the original audio, and you got the original the color palette, obviously, it's all correct. But still, the video quality itself is still going to be very soft because it's composite going into an HD TV. That's not a problem that can be easily solved, unless you're willing to spend money on, like, I was going to say FrameMeister, but there's like that line doubler thing. What do they call it? I can't remember now. They sell it at Castlevania Games. You know what it is. I don't know if it's worth it to me to spend $100 on something like that. But I'm happy with this device as it is. Like, it still looks pretty sharp. Well, not sharp, but it certainly looks crisp and bright. I tried it, playing this Famicom through the RF when I first got it. And there's just a lot of smearing that takes place if you ever try playing RF on an HD TV. It's not great. But I'm happy with this now. I don't know how much I'll use it. I think mostly it's going to be a display piece, but at least it's a usable display piece. And I might do some more stuff for the channel using it now. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for hanging with me. I'm playing some Xevious and checking out my new toy. Yeah, thanks for watching. This is actually pretty cool. I wish I could have shown more of the process of putting it together, but I'm happy with the end result anyway. Yeah, cheers. Thanks for watching. Take care.